Good evening. Welcome to the final pull up with Limbs and Things for 2025. My name is Dr. Chanel James, and tonight we're talking about my favorite things to recommend to you to age well and also to just have a better quality of life. So, tonight we are going to play an ode to my grandmother. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in school, I used to get out at 3:15 from grade school. My grandmother would pick me up and we would go to her house. And I wanted to make sure we were there by 4 o'clock. Does anybody know what used to come on at 4 o'clock? I don't know, in the 90s. So it was Oprah. Okay, so Oprah came on in December with her favorite things list. And I always wanted to see it every December. And I sure enough wanted to be in the audience, but that didn't happen. So the closest thing to it was being able to watch the show. So today, hopefully you watch Pull Up with Limbs and Things and you see these favorite things and you can shop the list and hopefully find some things that are beneficial to you or the aging adult in your life. So on this episode of Pull Up with Limbs and Things, we are talking about my favorite things. Now, Limbs and Things, of course, is a older adult physical therapy practice. We serve Asian adults in DC, in Maryland, and in Virginia. Our goal is to help you move from whatever you can't do to being able to do it, from I can't to I can. So we want to be able to give you the tools that you need to be successful. So tonight, I'm going to share my screen with you and we'll get started. All right, so if you go to our page, you'll see at LimbsNThings.com, older adult gifts. These are my favorite things. Now, it's not just mobility things, it's a whole lot more. And you can click shop the list, and then a link to Amazon should come up. Yes, Limbs and Things does have an affiliation with Amazon. And so we're going to talk about these different products tonight. Okay? I just want to make sure you can see it. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comment box and I'll answer them. Okay, so first thing is this acrylic glass as well as these plates and bowls. Both of those I chose because they are lightweight. I find that a lot of older adults can't carry heavy plates, and especially once you put something to drink in them or food on them, the plate is just way too heavy. And so these are two options that can reduce that weight in your hand when you're using them. Okay, so there is a sofa here. And this one is used more for making sure that the height of the furniture is high enough for the person to get in and out of it. I like that it has different pockets in it where you can put a cup, as well as the option, if you have guests, to have a bed as well. Okay, then there is large print brain games. As we get older, we tend to socially isolate and we don't have the opportunity to have some of that social interaction, but we can still exercise our brain in a meaningful way by doing word search puzzles or other activities that are beneficial to our cognitive abilities. So, large print word search is on that list. Now, a walking cane, I like this one because it's foldable, but it also has a light to keep you safe and to be able to see things wherever you may be going. It comes in different colors, whatever your preference is, this is a good option. Okay, so for those older adults who don't necessarily like those really thick raised toilet seats, this is a good option because it is aesthetically pleasing, but it does have a little bit more height to reduce that dip if you sit on a very low toilet. All right. Nest doorbells, not necessarily a big proponent on the brand that you use. However, a doorbell that has a capability for you to see who is at your door before you actually get to the people is a game changer, especially for people who are having a difficult time getting up. We want to make sure that every step we make is the one that is purposeful and one we actually have to take. So that's a good option to get for your loved one or for yourself. The Google Nest, yes, I am team iPhone. However, I find that a lot of people use these Google Nests. Amazon has this option as well with Alexa. Google Nest or whichever device you're using, so you can see the person who is on the phone with you. They can call in, they can see what's going on. It can be beneficial to help you should someone be in distress and need assistance. And these are great to have put up in visible places within your house, not the ones that are just single room, but so you can see multiple rooms. Keyless entries. Yes, I come to your house. I'm only knocking on your door one time or ringing on your doorbell once. But sometimes it's helpful, especially if you have the combination of the doorbell and this keyless entry, that you can say, okay, Dr. James, I see you. You can use your code to come in. All of those ways are helpful for a person to be able to access care to you. All right, so this one is an electric wheelchair, rollator, and walker. It's a 3-in-1. I like it because it gives the person an opportunity to still be mobile if they want to be able to stand and reach something, if they want to put in their walking training, but they can only do it for short distances. This is a good option, as well as having the option to be independent in using the joystick to be an electric wheelchair. And then if they want to have someone to push them, say the battery is not working anymore in it, or the battery needs to be charged, but you do have someone else with you, it can be used as a regular wheelchair, like the transport chairs, the ones that don't have the big wheels on the side. It does fold up. It is easily able to be compact and get into a car or a space that's necessary. Now, this electric wheelchair is for those who, have chronic issues, chronic mobility challenges where endurance is a challenge. This electric wheelchair is foldable, kind of like a single accordion, and it can be placed easily in your trunk. It is a good option. I do like this one. It also, the armrests come up to make transfers easy as well. These pads, a lot of us tend to have devices, we'll get them, but we don't know how to secure them. So these are good non-slip pads that'll prevent you from sliding on any surface, whether it's hardwood or carpet. So this is a good option for that. If you want something that's more wide space or for a larger object, these treadmill mats, they do have a little cushion in them, but they are great for your larger devices. And I know a lot of us were getting these during COVID, but we want to make sure that if we're getting them for an older adult in our lives, or just for somebody who has challenges in their balance, that we have those upright handles. So the walking pad has a handle in front of it so that you can hold on for safety. Or if you are a person who needs to be distracted when you are exercising, that you have a pad or a place where you can put something in front of you. Okay. Yes, I put a washer and dryer in here. I do have to give credit to my parents for this one too, because having a washer and a dryer combination is game changer, especially for the older adult in your life. A lot of us that live in the DMV, we have basement laundry. And so you only want to go up and down those steps 1 or 2 times. You don't want to have to go in between. So a washer and a dryer combination will help you just put the clothes in and come back to wash, to fold and put away. Okay, so this is a different option for someone in your life. Okay, I put a mini fridge in here. Yes, these are not just for college students. They can be very beneficial as we get older. We get cool options near our beds. So it can be used for medication. It could be used for those moments at nighttime when we have hypoglycemia or low blood sugar moments. It could be for anything you might need as menopause or perimenopause kicks in. These are things that are beneficial to have near your bedside. And that's mainly for people who have refrigerators and beds on different levels. Now, this robot vacuum, I like it. If you're not afraid of objects moving in your home and you don't have pets or something that might interfere with it, then this is a good option to have just to keep your home clean as you would like it. This is a cordless vacuum. This one is good because of the angle it provides. It's lightweight. It allows you can either sit down and move this in different directions in your home. It can get under those hard to reach places up under your furniture as well. I like this one. Okay, this one is kind of big in my house for all those little crumbs that get on the table or under the table, or if you're a person who eats on your couch or eats in your bed and you want to clean up the crumbs, this is a good option to do or to have. Yes, I put an air fryer on here. I find that a lot of older adults just are not eating. And I don't know if it's the meal prep aspect or the fact that we just don't want to do it. We don't want the added task of doing it. So you can put a whole meal in here if you desire. But I like the fact that you can see it and it gives you an opportunity to cook your meals quickly so you're not standing there for long periods of time. And by the time you come back, it's done. All right. And if you get an air fryer, you need the liners to go with them. So this is that one. Yes, shea butter is on here, or any body butter. Something that is listed as a cream or a butter is going to penetrate your skin better than lotions. And so these are good for if you have cuts, if you just need to lubricate your skin on a regular basis after you have showered. Those things are very good to have. The same with this body balm is more for your whole body. This is really good for your skin just to keep them flexible. A stiff joint does not move as well as a lubricated, flexible one. The recliner chairs, everybody loves a recliner. It is most important that the person who is using it has good cognitive awareness. There have been a lot of falls that I've experienced from people who are using a recliner, but they tilt it up too far because the remote control just will keep going if you don't stop it. And so you just want to make sure that the person who's using this is adequately intact or you are around when they are for their own safety. This chair also tilts all the way back. It has an extended leg to give you a little more support at the heel. A lot of times these recliners only come up to like lower calf. So this one has an extended part as well. I think everybody should have motion sensing lights in their house. It is helpful as we get older to make sure that we're not having to go find a switch on the wall. But as we move, especially when we have to go to the bathroom at night, these are a great option. Okay, now these are clip-on solar lights, and they are easy for you to put up by yourself. So if you just want to clip it onto, say, your fence, or like the railing around your porch or something like that, these are great options to use. Now, these standing rails, if you don't want to get a new couch and your couch gives you a difficulty in standing up, these are good options to use. A lot of people tend to put their walkers in front, but we get a little confusion where to put our hands. If we have something next to us, then it's pretty clear where we should put our hands to help us to stand up better, and it's safer. Okay, these are toilet rails. If you want to keep the toilet seat at the height that you desire, or the height that's already there, these toilet risers, because they're able to be adjustable, that's what those arrows are indicating, you can go up and down, or you can expand the width. They're great for being able to get on and off the toilet. I tend to prescribe this one a lot or recommend these a lot to older adults who have high beds and they have difficulty getting into them. You know, when we're younger, we tend to do the little hop to get into the bed and we're good. But as we get older, that hop is not as effective. And so we need a little help in getting into the bed. So the higher rail, you can use both hands on that, or you can use one to step up there. You can also use the lower rail. But the lower rail is there to make it so that you can slide your legs into the bed easier without an obstacle. Okay, every older adult's house I go into, even though the heat is on, they are still cold. And so this is a good option to make sure that you have the warmth, but also have the mobility of all of your body parts. It is one that does have to go over your head, which may be a challenge. However, for those who can do it, this is a great option. You don't have to worry about closing up a robe or continuing to do so. You can just have the warmth and be able to do the rest of your tasks easily. Okay, so this 3-wheel lightweight cruiser. I like this one because it helps us get into narrow spaces. It does fold like an accordion. It does have the lock feature. What it does not have, for those people who need a rollator, which is the walker that has the seat in it, This one does not. So it is more for someone who just needs a little more support. They can go faster than those who use a walker, but they don't need the seat for the endurance aspect. Okay. All right. No, this is not a stripper pole. This is a pole that is helpful for transfers. I find it, or I tend to recommend it more so for people who have amputations, whether it's an arm and a leg or both legs. It helps that D-shaped ring helps you to swing it. You can put it in different directions. It does not move when you are moving, but you can lock it into place wherever you need it to be. It's good for where it's located right here at a bathroom, but it can also be used at the side of a bed. Okay, so these are portable wheelchair ramps. I tend to recommend these because they are helpful for folks who have temporary needs for them. So I had a patient recently who had an amputation of her forefoot, Simon's amputation, and she needed to be non-weight bearing and was using a wheelchair primarily to get around. Her family had 2 steps to get into the door. So these are good for threshold steps. So those entry steps, if we just need a person to be able to have a smooth surface to get in, and bumping them up the steps is too challenging. All right. A lot of our guys like things that are a handheld. And this one is a magnetic one that you can use to reach difficult places. It also helps you to be able to see where there's a narrow space, but it's magnetic, so that kind of helps if you're looking for something and your hand can't fit there, this little light can. This is an adaptive utensil set. I tend to recommend these for people who have strokes or some other type of mobility with their hands and they still need to feed themselves. This is a good option for that. Then we have this pill popper. It's good for those who have difficulty getting into the pill packs that they get, whether you have an antibiotic or your medication comes not in a bottle, but like this, or if you need to separate a pill, this is a good option for that. Skis. These are walker skis. Yes, we can use tennis balls, but everybody doesn't have a box cutter to be able to open those, and you would have to be getting tennis balls on a regular basis if you're walking a lot, because the felt on it tends to wear quickly. So these skis are a little bit more durable, and you just pop off the bottoms of the walker and you put these on in the same space. This grab bar I like because it drills into the wall. Please don't get those suction cup grab bars. They are not safe. And over time, you're going to need to find another one. The grab bars that drill into the wall are more sturdy and they are safer to use. This one is placed next to a toilet, but it can be used anywhere. I've even suggested that they be placed next to someone's bed. So this is a great option if you have someone who can put it up for you. Now, I just did this fall presentation, and I teach people to use their own leg to push themselves up. However, you can use this stand assist device if that's not an option for you. Now, granted, we can't control where we fall, and this device might not be there when we need it, but this is an option should you desire for the person in your life. Opening bottles. I'm asked a lot of times, can you open this for me? Because it's too hard to do this, right? So we want to make sure that we have options. And this one is pretty good because it has different size jar opening areas so that you can easily twist it and turn. And you do need to have good grip strength to be able to do this one. I like this waterproof mattress protector for all of those who have urinary incontinence, but also if a person is changing you on a bed surface, it's helpful to protect your mattress, but also it's reusable. You can put it in a washing machine and use it again. It saves you money, as well as it's more functional and safer for if you're working with a rehab specialist and you are getting in and out of your bed. It's not going to move with you. Those disposable ones tend to move with you and end up creating an extra barrier to standing. Then we have these regular adaptive utensils. They are heavier, they weigh a little bit more, they help people to sense having something in your hand. And they're also helpful for the grip control that they have. They have little bumps on them that give a little more sensory input. But they're good for people who have tremors, and I tend to recommend these as well. Okay, anybody who has a surgery, this is a good kit to get. It's a loofah in it, it's a back scratcher. There is a hook for you to put on your clothes easier. There is a reacher right here, the one that looks like a gun. But before that, you have a leg lifter. So you can put your foot in one end and your hand in the other. It'll help, and then you can use your hand to lift your leg. Then you also have a long-handled shoehorn. And that one is good for anyone who's trying to put on their shoes and don't have the shoes that just let you slide into them easily. And then you have a sock too. So all of those come in this hip kit, but you can use it for any surgery. Okay, if you just want the reacher by itself, there's a reacher right here. You can get multiple reachers. I know people who have them on every floor. They're good. I especially like them for things that are over your head, but you can use them for things that are on the floor. There's a height limit. Please don't try to grab these with things that are very heavy. Shoes. So yes, LimbsNThings has non-skid socks, but these slippers, for those of us who like to wear slippers in our home, these are great. The slide-in shoes are not your best bet because they require your foot to think a little bit more. You have to maintain the foot in the shoe and be able to lift it up without taking your foot out if you have slide-ons. But these, with this animal print design, I'm sure they got different colors in case there's somebody in your life that doesn't like this design. They allow your heel rather, to be covered, and they have this good tread under the bottom to keep you safe from falling. Okay, so we talked about that jar opener for people who have good grip strength. This one is good for someone who wants to use both hands to open a jar, or you just can hold it up there. It'll open the jar for you. You do have to have someone to install it up under your cabinet. This wedge pillow, it's a 3-in-1 in the fact that it can be broken apart as individual pieces or all together. I like that it comes all the way to the bottom of your spine and gives you support all the way up to your head. This is a different one because it has an extra piece that can be placed under your feet. You can put it under your knees as well. It can be used for edema or swelling relief, inflammation relief in your lower legs, and a good support for those of us who have like GERD and acid reflux and things like that that make lying flat difficult, or even people who use sleep apnea machines. These two pillows, they're very similar. I recommended this for someone who had lymphedema in the arm, as well as someone who had difficulty with regulating their body temperature in their arm. So it allows you to put an ice pack or a heating pad in those little slits. It's a good buy for those things. This is a cervical traction device. You really should see a therapist a physical therapist before you use this. However, it's good for in-home neck relief, for people who have headaches, for people who have just tension in their necks, but also relief for back issues or neck tension issues. Okay, so this one I like better if you're able to tolerate being flat on your back. It does have a little bit more properties like heat and magnetic therapy inside of it, but it relaxes your skull, the lower part of your head, but also your neck and your upper shoulder. This one is ideal for those who have challenges in fully extending your knee. This is a device that is something I recommend to people who have total knee surgery and they're working on that extension leg. Okay, I use this one a lot in trade shows or presentations just to carry objects, but I find that a lot of older adults are using those push carts if they go to the grocery store. This one is good because it locks and it's easy and lightweight to push, and then it has two options for you to put your bigger items at the bottom, your smaller ones on the top. Okay, The last one, this is Title Tank. It is good for those people who are pretty active and want some resistance training. As we get older, we still need to train our bodies with strengthening aspects. Title Tank is good. It uses water. It's a little lighter on your joints to use. This gentleman is using it overhead. They do come in different options. I have the ball Title Tank and the one that's wide as well. But these are my favorite things. And I hope that you find them beneficial and you can use them for the people in your life who need them. So if you are interested in getting any of those items, the list is down here at the bottom. And let's see if I can make it bigger for you. Okay, here's the list. And you can also find it on our website, which is running at the bottom of the screen, LimbsNThings.com. Always pull up with Limbs and Things is to confirm something you know, to challenge something you don't know, and give you the opportunity to share that information with someone else. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for all of your support of Limbs and Things this year. If you are interested in supporting us further, you can always shop those items on the list. And you can always watch us as we go into 2026. We'll have some fresh ideas for that. And we look forward to continuing to help you move from I can't to I can. Have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you back in January in 2026. Take care.